question number 260. Right, so for this function, it's starting just before -2, and it comes up to -1, 1. So I'll put that point in, and I'll just show the function coming up. Alright, and then the exponential curve continues. So it keeps coming up, and it's getting closer to the y-axis, but it doesn't actually touch it. Okay, now from the other end, it's coming up to this point, 1, 1. So it cuts through the -1, comes up here, and again it's getting closer and closer, but not touching. Right, so we've got a solid dot here, and then the function starts again from here and goes up to 2, 3, but the function keeps going from here, and it's a horizontal line. Okay, so the domain is like the range, but for the x direction. So the domain here for the function is anywhere that x exists. So you can see that x exists when it's less than -1. So this is part A. When x is less than -1, and then it exists from here to here. So for x greater than -1, doesn't include it, and less than 0. And then again, it exists for x greater than 0, but this one here continues because it's still defined at x equals 1, it's still defined at x equals 2, so it keeps going. Alright, so you can either write it as 0 less than x, or you can write it as x greater than 0. Part B. Give the values of x for when the function is discontinuous. Okay, so that's all these points where we have to move our pen off the page. So there's 1 there, so we've got x equals -1. There's another one at x equals 0, because we have to move off the page to come back down to here. And then there's another one here, we have to lift the pen off the page, so at x equals 1. Another one at x equals 2. And then the rest of it is continuous. Let's see. Okay, so when is the function equal to 1? So now we're looking at this one line. We're saying, alright, there's nothing down here, nothing down here. That point is not included. So it's for x greater than or equal to 2. So for the rest of this function, the function value is 1. Part D. Oh, I skipped one. Okay, so this is part D. Sorry. Part C. Limit. X is going to -1 of the function. So when x is going to -1 from this end, the function is going to 1. From this end, the function is going to 1. So it equals 1. Part E. X is going to 1.5. So that's in here. 1.5. So the function value, it's a bit unclear from this one, but the function value is actually just halfway in between, so it's 2.5. It's halfway between the 2 and the 3, right there. Right, for what values of x does it not have a limit? So there's a limit there, there's no limit here. So when x equals 0, there's no limit. Here's another point where there's no limit, so that's when x equals 1. And there again, there's another gap there. So we've got x equals 2. And then the rest of this function exists, so the limit exists as well.